Joseph Sayoum with Oz Arab Media here at Canterbury Bankstown League Club, where they're holding a joint event with the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs and the Canterbury Bankstown Chamber of Commerce. The event is focusing on mental health as they discuss all things such as leadership, well-being and healthy relationships. As we speak to a couple guests, we'll hope to get a couple insights on what they think of the matter, whether or not they think that the stigma surrounding mental health has changed within the last decade, and what they implement into their own lives to ensure that they have healthy mental health within their own lives. Let's speak to a couple guests. Hey Jason, would you be down for an interview?
Yep, certainly. Just give me 1 second.
1 second. You're all good.
Gotcha.
So feel free to introduce yourself and your business.
Hi, Jason Araj, Forward Legal. This is our practice, our legal firm. I'm also on the board of the Canterbury Bankstown Chamber of Commerce as a board member.
Okay, given I assume you have a pretty hefty work schedule, you're always working, always on the job, what would you say you implement within your own life to ensure that you have a healthy balance, whether that be within leisure, your friends, your family, sports, and also maintaining a healthy business life, I suppose?
Absolutely. Look, it's most certainly important to have a work-life balance, especially when you have kids and trying to manage a business. What I try and focus on is getting up nice and early in the morning, get my routine started with a bit of training, which is really key. Gets me head focused and really starts my day really strongly and well. And then spend a bit of time with the kids, go to work, do the work hours. But I'm very, very focused on making sure that when you're at work, you're at work. When you're at home, you're at home. Making sure that you are present in all situations.
I feel like that's a very common topic, particularly with people in business, where they like to separate their business and their work, their home life, mainly because they're two separate entities and you really don't want them crossing over. What do you expect to hear from some of the guests tonight and the public speakers in terms of the presentation?
Well, it is about health and well-being and mental health to a certain extent. Particularly with men, I think there's a lack of focus on men. I mean, there's a lot of focus on mental health, that's generally speaking. But I think men, particularly our age, middle-aged men, suffer from mental health quite significantly. The pressures of dealing with family, raising children, raising families, the pressure of making money, providing for the family. It's very real, and it's quite a serious issue. And then, I think data will tell you that the statistics of men committing suicide is very high because they close it in within themselves. They don't talk about it because they think they can deal with it. But it's a real challenge for us out there.
So in saying all that, do you believe that within the last 10 to 15 years the stigma's changed and it's more common for people to discuss their feelings, specifically men?
I won't say the stigma has changed. I think there's a more awareness of mental health issues. I still think men are reluctant to talk about their issues. We're very, strong and resilient by nature, and we don't want to talk because then we are seen to be weak and vulnerable. And I don't think men are yet to really appreciate that. It's okay to come and talk. It's okay to speak out. It's okay to be vulnerable. But I think the stigma is still there. I think we're still not quite there when it comes to totally understanding and appreciating how much of an issue men's mental health is.
Thanks, Jason. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Move on to our next guest. Hey, ladies, would you guys be down for an interview?
Me, I'm
Too
too shy.
shy? No?
I'm not shy.
We're too shy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Just jump down here, see if anyone down here. Hey guys, it's Joseph from Oz Arab Media. Will you guys be down for an interview real quick in terms of just discussing what's going to be spoken about tonight and men's mental health?
Yes.
So just first off, would you care to introduce yourself and your business?
I'm Brian O'Kelly from BC Properties, and what we do is we sell NDIS properties.
Okay, so I assume you have a pretty hefty work schedule. What do you implement within your own life to separate work from business to ensure that your mental health stays intact, I suppose?
Okay, so I do three things. I spend time with my children, which keeps me young. I play golf with a whole bunch of men in a social group where we get to talk about our problems with each other. So that's really good for my mental health. And I hit the gym every once in a while, which exercise I find is really good for my mental health as well, just keeping me healthy and just keeping me grounded, really.
That stuff is really important, I suppose, separating your work life from your business, from your family, to ensure that, I suppose, you have the outlets and you're able to express yourself in different ways. So do you believe in saying all that the stigma has changed surrounding men's mental health from when you were younger to now?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, men now openly talk about getting counselling, seeing psychologists, particularly after relationship breakups or marriage breakups. So there's much less of a stigma. I mean, it still does exist, but I think people are much more informed about men's mental health and mental health generally.
Easy. Thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy the night. Hey, it's Joseph from Oz Arab Media. Would you guys be down for an interview real quick in terms of the night and what to expect? After you finish. Would you, that's all good. We'll be with you guys shortly.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, would you guys be down for an interview real quick?
Yeah.
Just in terms of the night itself, what you're doing here and your thoughts on mental health and how it's changed over time.
Yes, I think mental health has certainly changed in a progressive and positive way. I think the general public awareness has increased, and I think it's certainly going in the right direction. So I think events like this are certainly a positive. It certainly helps the mental health space.
So what do you do for work, I suppose, and how do you separate work from your own life to, I suppose, benefit your own mental health?
Yeah, so I'm a physiotherapist. So I'm dealing with people that have mental health challenges and pain-related issues. So the separation for me from work is to have those positive outlets, family, friends, and some sporting endeavours, and some connections with people my own gender and age.
That's it. And as a whole, what do you expect? What do you do to ensure a healthy balance of work leisure within your own life? And more specifically, do you feel as if the stigma is changing within mental health, particularly young men, as we progress?
I think the stigma, yes, it is changing. I think in the right direction. I think there's still a lot of work ahead, but certainly a lot better than it was in the last decade. I certainly think it's the accessibility to mental health practitioners probably needs to be a little bit better at this stage, but in regards to my own mental health, I guess well-being, like I said, those outlets are very important. So exercise, relationships, and smelling the roses.
That's it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Enjoy the night. Hey guys, it's just Oz Arab Media reporting. Would you guys be down for an interview just discussing the night itself, what to expect, and your own thoughts on men's mental health?
Awesome for interviews, man.
You can both jump in. We do double interview.
Professional.
All right, so we'll just start it off. Do you care to introduce yourself, your business, and all that sort of stuff?
Of course, yeah. My name's Steven, so I run a Herbalife nutrition business. We help people transform their bodies. This is my mate, Rob.
Hey guys, how are you? My name's Rob. I'm in the finance broker, Moosh Finance, and we're just coming here to network, so we're looking forward to it.
Easy. So I'll start with you, Stephen. You said that you do physical stuff. And do you feel like that sort of stuff plays a large role on mental health, particularly within men? Like, I've spoken to a couple of people here tonight, and a lot of them, the general consensus is that they use gym, golf, sports, that sort of stuff as an outlet to ensure that their mental health and their well-being stays intact. Do you feel within your own clients and your own experiences that that's an important part of ensuring a healthy mental?
Sure, great question, man, and great listener. Yeah, totally, man. Like, I think your physical well-being is directly correlated to your mental health. There's no question about that, you know. So, when you're physically well, you're mentally, well, yeah, you know. So,
and just a question for both of you guys: do you feel as if, given you're both young men, do you feel that the stigma has changed from when you were younger to now in terms of mental health? Whether that be men coming out and speaking out about their emotions and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think. The beautiful thing about now is, it's a little bit more transparent. I totally think it's a serious issue, especially for men, like we're the kind of creatures that we like to keep it inside. And I think being able to express yourself, I think it's very important, it's healthy, at the end of the day. So,
what are your thoughts on the matter?
I totally agree with Stephen. I think mental health is completely important. I think speaking about it is important. And I also think that being aware of the challenges ahead and making sure that you build your mental tolerance is super important, for mental health.
Totally agree. 100%. Appreciate your time, guys. Enjoy the night.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
He's eyed you out. Sorry, guys. Would you be down for an interview real quick, just with Oz Arab Media? First off, just introduce yourself, why you're here, your business.
My name is Shabwa Abrad. I'm a counsellor at Canterbury Bankstown Council.
Okay, easy. So, given you're a counsellor, I assume you've got a pretty hectic work schedule. What do you do personally to ensure you have a healthy work-life balance?
That's the $1 million question. How do you have a healthy work-life balance? Well, it's always challenging. As you know, counsellors, it's a part-time role. Most of us have full-time jobs outside of council. So in addition to your full-time, 40, 50-hour-week job, you also have to manage council and obviously, there's community needs and expectations. And on top of that, our council meetings, which involve doing a whole heap of reading and keeping on top of all the important issues that council officers present to you and that you need to vote on every month. So I guess trying to be organised, trying to get help from others when you need it. So, there are times when, a schedule can be quite hectic and you just need to rely on others and especially like family and friends, and sometimes you just take a step back and, switch off your phone, switch off social media and just relax and zone out. It's really important that you have some time for yourself because, with sometimes we just get so busy and so caught up with just day-to-day life, whether it be work and other activities.
So you did speak on switching off, essentially, turning off your phone, seeking help from others. Do you feel as if that stigma has changed over time within men, the ability to just kind of speak out, get help from other people, because 40, 50 years ago, that really wasn't something that people saw as common within men?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, times have changed, and I think we've all got fairly busy lives, and we don't typically have a lot of time outside of work, to connect with people. I think that's changed a lot, and I think now with a lot of these initiatives, like what the Chamber of Commerce is doing today around men's health, that's changing, and it's okay to speak out. Let's say 5-10 years ago it probably wasn't the case, whereas now it is, and I think it's important. There's nothing wrong saying I need help. When we're all human, we're all we're emotional, we have needs, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with saying I need help, and so I think it's important that people should know that there are places you can go if you need help.
Well put. Appreciate.
No worries. Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
Cheers.
Let me grab John from you.
We'll talk to Kylie and then...
No, but we need to get John.
Yeah. Let's talk to Kylie.
Hey, Kylie. Would you be down for an interview real quick?
You always get me when I'm
It'll be quick, I promise. Of course. So, Kylie, we're just going to ask you about your business, what you do, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, I'm Kylie Wilkinson. I'm the member for East Hills.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So, obviously, this is a night surrounding men's mental health. What can you tell us around, from, I suppose, men's mental health for the outside looking in, what you see, the stigma surrounding it, seeing the way that it's changed over the last 10 to 15 years?
Well, look, I've been involved in supporting women for many years, 20, 30 years, and I just think it's really important now that we focus on our men's health, their mental health. we need our men in our community to feel supported, to be able to get help when they need, and just as much as women, because our whole community needs to support each other. So I think it's wonderful that we're really starting to focus on men's health. Yeah,
it's definitely an important matter on both ends. Men and women both need to be supported mentally. Do you have any sort of strategies that you implement within your own life? I assume you've got a pretty hectic work schedule to kind of separate business from your home life and ensure that your own mental health is intact.
For my own mental health, I always make sure I try and get a little bit of sport in there. And I'm a mother of 4 boys and 2 daughters, so I encourage, activities where you bring your family together, or when you're doing something for yourself. No matter, look, we're all busy, these days, but when you find that time, and reach out to other people if you're having trouble. So I think it's really important for men to talk to each other. Yeah.
Of course, very well put. Appreciate it tonight.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Who? The guy with Jason.
Hey, man.
I'm Tom Say.
Hey, would you be down for an interview real quick?
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Oz
sure,
Arab
sure.
Media.
Yes.
First off, just want to introduce yourself, talk about why you're here and your own sort of experiences.
Sure. So I've been on the board of the Bulldogs for 6 years. 4 of those were as chairman. I'm now the current deputy chairman. I'm the local boy. Played junior league here, coached junior league. Very much grew up coming to Belmore, cheering for the Bulldogs, and now I'm proud to be giving something back.
Easy. So I assume you're pretty well developed within the men's, like the sports, the athletes, all that sort of stuff. There's always kind of been a stigma surrounding men who are fairly masculine, not to show any emotion, not to really let people know when they're hurt, and more so just don't really speak out. Do you feel that's changed specifically within the Canterbury Bulldogs since your tenure there?
I think people have been a lot more open, a lot more brave about it. But I'll say that at the Bulldogs, whether you played your junior league or came through this club, supported the club, our form of mental health was that we had something to look forward to. So if you had a hard day at school, if you had a hard day at work, your mood could easily change if the Bulldogs had won or made the finals.
Yeah.
It just gives the whole area a lift, including men's mental health.
That was definitely evident when they made that grand final against the Rabbitohs way back when. 2014, the streets were just flooded. You could tell that there was just a different atmosphere. Do you know if there's any sort of strategies that the Bulldogs are implementing to ensure that the players are mentally healthy?
Yeah, look, very much it's front and centre. We make sure that we look after the individual, the player second. So we always say here you have to come out having a career after football and be healthy. That's mentally and physically.
Yeah.
So we have programs in place, but very much there's a focus of togetherness and being the family club. And that's not just their siblings, that's their mums, their fathers, their partners, and much more.
Very well put. Thank you for your time and enjoy the night.
Thank you.
Want to jump back down to them? Just care for an interview?
I forgot the questions.
It's all good. I'll run you through them. We'll start it real simple. You just want to introduce yourself, your business, why you're here.
Cool. So my name's Abdo. I'm a provisional psychologist and an organisational psychology student. I've been working in disability for 3.5 years, and I'm a big advocate for mental health.
So, given you work in psychology, I assume you would have seen a lot. You would have taken a big mental toll on your own life. What sort of stuff do you do to then separate your work life from your home life to ensure that you're still mentally sound?
That's an excellent question, man. I feel like there's a fine line between, making sure that things that from work don't come back like home, and I think setting the boundaries in place is very, very, very important. Making sure you're doing your self-care. I personally try to do at least one day a week, just no phones, no emails. I'm completely offline. I find that allows me to reset for the week coming up. And I think also part of learning, throughout the experience of, becoming a practitioner and being one as well, you learn some sort of self-care strategies, and I think it's always best to have some self-reflection as well. Realise when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling like it's getting a bit too much, and also having the things in place to be able to combat those things as well.
Very well put. I just want to go back to the comment you made about having that one day a week where you turn off your phone entirely, because it's such a luxury that I don't think enough people take advantage of, in the sense that mental health is largely dominated by social media. Do you feel the same in that sense?
Absolutely. I'm personally not on any social media other than the LinkedIn, the professional networks.
Yeah.
I find that I have more time to focus on myself. I have less, comparisons between myself and like other people, which can lead to other side effects.
Yeah.
And I find personally, whenever I'm not connected to any device, iPad, TV, I feel like I'm a new person. And I feel like that one day a week where it's like, okay, I'm going to reset my mind, I'm going to reset everything, helps out in so many ways that you can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was a time where I lost service and I hadn't planned to lose service, but no emails, no phone calls, no distractions, and I was able to just do what I want to do, and I found that absolutely amazing. I think it's very undervalued, but it should be more focused on them. Yeah.
Awesome. All the best and enjoy the night, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump over to Josh Reynolds. Hey, would you be down for an interview real quick, just for our media?
Background?
You want to make it? Oh, sit down here then. Up to you, man.
Canterbury League Club. Josh, it's me, player, right? You want to join?
Hey, I'm joined with the man who needs no introduction, but feel free to introduce yourself anyway.
Josh Reynolds, ex-Bulldog.
Absolute legend. So, first off, this whole night's dedicated towards mental health and ensuring, specifically men. Coming from a background where you played football for so long, there's always a stigma that athletes need to be masculine, don't really show their emotion, mask it if anything. Do you feel as if you experienced that for the large part of your career?
Absolutely, mate. And the one thing I always tried to do was break down that stigma. Like, we're males, we go through the exact same emotions as anyone, we still hurt, we still you have bad days, and it was one thing I really tried to do with especially a lot of the young guys, because you get tossed into this cauldron and play in front of thousands and thousands of people every week, the media after you. If you do, you're in the spotlight constantly. So yeah, it's hard. It is hard, and if you don't have a good support base around you, it can be a bit of a lonely place, unfortunately. So yeah, mate, I was always trying to break down that stigma of we don't always have to be big and tough. Yeah, on the field when you cross that white line, different story, but when you come off it, we're just normal humans.
You spoke about it being a cauldron. That, in terms of social media, you would have had a huge presence within your career being on social media. Did you find as if having the opportunity to just turn it off and distance yourself from that, given you were prone to so many comments and speculation, all that sort of stuff, just stepping away from it was a benefit for your mental health?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it's a platform for people to, it's probably put there to bring people up, but unfortunately it's more to bring people down. And I learned really quick to get off it, win or lose. When you're young, you want to see what people are writing about it. You want to see, your front page of the paper. You want to read about it and stuff. But unfortunately, they're the guys that will bring you down the next week. And look, it's all a part of it, but it's about dealing with it. And it's quite sad, though. We're only doing our best out there. People don't realise, sometimes it does get tough. When you're a young guy coming into first grade, you're not always going to be great. So yeah, I would love people to sort of, stop that, and I hope, there has been things put in place for people not to have a platform to constantly pull people down.
Yeah, very well said. And one last question before I let you go. When you were playing, did you have any sort of strategy that you implemented within your own life to ensure that you had a healthy workspace, but also the opportunity to just switch off and be a person?
Yeah, I had to. I always said my off-field life is very important. I went through a period on the field where I was injured. I was injured for 1 to 2 years. Not even big injuries, but just constant, tears in a little soft tissue. And I honestly think it had to do with my stress off field. But when I look back at it now, I wish I managed it better. So that's why it's great to have people in the club. Like, we've got Stephen Pike, who is the welfare manager, and you can go to these people, and it might not necessarily be them who help you, but they can steer you in the right direction to, get the boys to get around you, or either get some family support or some actual support. And I probably wish I implemented it a bit more in my career, but now I can try and help the young guys, do that, and it can actually help you on the field.
That's it. Great, making a positive change. Appreciate it. Enjoy the night.
Cheers, brother.
Would you be down for an interview? No.
Did you interview Antoinette?
The princess is for
Oh, she's got Antoinette. Hello. Would you be down for an interview?
Oh yeah, I would love to interview.
So first off, just care to introduce yourself and speak about your business?
Yes, so my name is Antoinette Khalil. I'm the principal of Khalil Lawyers. We are a law firm based here in Bankstown.
Given you work in the law field, I assume it's pretty hectic, pretty non-stop. What do you do within your own life to ensure that you have a healthy work-life balance?
First of all, I have to recognise when to stop because it's obvious for many lawyers they take their work with them. My area of specialty is family law, so I see the breakdown of relationships, and it's hard sometimes to separate my emotions from what's going on. So I try my best to recognise and take a step back and not take work home with me.
Easy. I 100% agree with that. Knowing people that work within law, it's such a struggle to get to the top. Once you're there, it's almost as if you find it hard to switch off and disconnect. Do you have any strategies that you then implement within your own life to ensure that, I suppose, within your family life, that it's not getting too hectic? I spoke to a couple of people that they'll switch their phone off entirely. Do you kind of have that same sort of...
First of all, I'm a mum of 4, so I've got 4 children, and my youngest is 7 months. So I had to be able to switch off and be able to have, things like no answering phones after 6 o'clock when I'm at home, or, on the weekends I'll get calls from clients and just say, no, I'm unavailable, we'll talk on Monday. So little things like that, but the main thing is being a mum and a principal lawyer, I want to at least do a balance and focus more at being at home, especially because I have a young family.
Yeah, appreciate your time. Very well said. Enjoy the night. Hey man. Oh, already got him. Your turn. Would you...
This way or this way?
Wherever you want to look, man. Would you care to introduce yourself and your business? What's your best angle?
Best angle?
Right there. Just introduce yourself, what's your business, all that sort of stuff.
So early stages at the moment, it's Jihad El Ayubi. The business, I've just started just a new venture after 8.5 years in construction as asset management and finishes foreman. However, now I'm just going into a venture just to go into youth programs and developing youth programs and facilitating youth programs in schools and in youth centres. Hopefully, if that goes well, and then hopefully from that scale up to real estate.
Easy. So you've got a pretty hectic schedule, no doubt. What sort of strategies do you implement within your own life to ensure that you have a healthy work-life balance?
To be honest with you, keeping on top of things straight away, number one. And number two, allowing yourself some space as well for that to nurture your health and well-being. Of course. And at the same time, time management. Time management is a key to success. If you're able to get that work-life balance, if you're able to get that family balance, because I'm a father of 6 kids, so you have to get that balance. If you don't get that balance right, something's going to go off.
That's it.
So monitor your health, monitor your well-being, be around good be around good people, be around, and don't underestimate good mentors in your life.
That's it. So you did speak on working with youth and all that sort of stuff. Do you feel as if the stigma surrounding mental health has changed within the last 15 to 20 years? Also, particularly because Arab men, that kind of stigma, they're very conservative, very don't show your emotion. Do you feel that's changed from now as it was way back when?
100%. Before, if somebody spoke about mental health, it was always in taboo.
That's it.
And nobody understood what it was, and they always said, and something they couldn't see, they didn't believe in. Thank God now with a couple celebrities coming out, with a couple key people coming out that they've gone through depression, OCD, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, bipolar, schizophrenia, things like that. It's allowed people to realise that the mind gets also sick. And we need to help each other come through that, especially after COVID. A lot of people have gone through that and suffered silently, but if it wasn't for people coming out, I think it would have gotten worse. Thank God now everybody's come together and realised that mental health does exist in our community. Mental health is prevalent in our community. Post-traumatic stress is prevalent in our community, and we need to help uplift each other and allow each other to succeed. And sometimes we go backwards, but that backwards sometimes with the right support, you end up going forwards and you help and pick up others along the way. And the more we speak about it, the more we open about it, I think it will help so many youth speak up, because early intervention
very important.
Is really important. And sometimes you can't prevent mental health issues and mental health stigmas, but the thing is, with the right intervention and people speaking up, I think with that, it allows someone to be open about it, and from being open about it, get help as soon as they need it, not as soon as when crisis hits.
That's it. Look, very well said, man. Appreciate the night. Thank you. Awesome. Spoke to a couple of guests. See you there. Enjoy the rest of the night.